Hey everyone, we are so excited to be back once again to get together and talk about real woman issues that concern friends, wives, mothers, educators, and entrepreneurs. I cannot wait to start the show, so let's get going. And we're back.
We're back. Oh my gosh, we are live from Jamaica, man.
Jamaica. Me crazy.
No problem.
No problem. Much respect.
See, we turned all the way Jamaican too.
Yes, we do that, just like Chicago. I'm so excited to be in a place where it is. I don't even know what the degrees are here.
The high was 80, the low was 70.
Oh my God, and finding out Atlanta is 20 degrees right now.
Oh, I just got a chill thinking about it. Ooh.
So our winter vacation tradition has picked up again. This is only the second time we've done it, but have y'all ever?
Well, yeah, but we didn't go to a tropical place. Last year we went to D.C. around this time. It was fun though.
But it's a different vibe. You got to pack with warm clothes and cold clothes because you got to come back here to the cold place.
Right. I didn't do a good job of the attire going back home. Let's just be honest.
We can't think about that though until it's time to go back. And we're here. So, our topic
is very in line with what we're doing today or this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's called friend mixing. Our friend fix is on friend mix.
Friend mix. Okay.
What does that mean? Give us a definition of friend mix.
So basically, I think we've talked about it on the podcast before about how we all have lots of friends. And the goal is you would like for them all to be friends. Like, I feel like that would be a great thing. But then at the same time, you start thinking of who could be friends with whom. And like, it's almost like a chess game because you don't know and you don't know at what level.
Yeah.
So this is a friend mix because I've been on vacations with Tanika plenty of times, and so I know that vibe. But it's her birthday, so she's inviting some of her friends and Keisha as well, which is my friend, and it's always kind of some of the things come up about why and who can mix.
Right. So you have to go through that. You know, it's almost like you're dating. So when you get on the trip together, it's kind of like everybody's just looking and watching everybody.
Sizing each other up.
Yeah, you don't let all the cards show at first.
Yeah.
You watch it like I came in with my glasses on. Absolutely the intellectual that I am and the educator. So I came in with that vibe because I was like, let me see.
Oh, is that the vibe you had?
How I'm going to, not really. I had my glasses on, but I was like, let me see what and whom and how.
Let me feel it out.
Yeah, let me see what I got to do.
Feeling
what I got to do.
Stuff. And we had a couple of different phone conference calls, which was so official. Leading up to it, which was we were handling all the business and the details of the trip, which I think I recommend. I feel like that is a really good, maybe an email, but also just laying it out beforehand before you get there is so important.
Yeah, it was enough to get everybody's head wrapped around what the expectations
Get your mind
were.
right. And so we had today we finally all had conversations
all revealed
about our feelings in those conference calls. Like, okay, I thought you were going to be like this and this, and you like this and this.
And remember, I was silent on my.
You were on mute, right?
I was on mute because I didn't know the group of women. So I was like, let me just listen. And on the side, I was texting you everything I wanted you to say.
Sure was. And lo and behold, everybody was texting each other.
Yes.
So fake. Everybody fake. Just listening, not sharing nothing, but you want to say stuff on the side.
Yeah.
So there was a lot laid out, and luckily we were saying how relieved we were that everyone was on board with all the things that were planned for the trip.
Yes. Now, which brings us to our next topic of how do you determine who to invite places. So you invited me
Mm-hmm.
to come on this trip. It was super random. You were like, tell that doctor to let you go with us to Jamaica.
Right.
Y'all come with us to Jamaica. I was like, ooh, yeah. So
Right.
I was shot down at first. I was upset.
Yeah.
But that turned into a Christmas surprise. So
That was so funny.
it was
I
sweet.
loved it. I'm so happy
I
that
was
he
so
said
mad
okay.
too. But how do we determine? Because there are, okay, for instance, this trip was your friend's trip.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't invite everybody.
Right.
Because you have a lot of people that you could have invited for sure.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
how do we go through the thought process? And we posted something on our Facebook page about what type of traveler you are.
Yes, the girls' trip. What
Yes.
type of girlfriend traveler are you? And I think, wasn't it about like what could get you not invited to a girls' trip and the
Yeah.
5 no-nos to travel?
Yeah. They were talking about the penny. One of them was like the penny pincher.
Right. Yeah, it was like the penny pincher, or the person that always whips out a calculator to divide up the prices of it all. And then there was one that got too drunk. The lit one.
The
right?
lit one.
Who you have to babysit the entire time. There
Right.
was the one that is always connected to their family when they travel. Like the one that if they have a man, then they're just always on the phone with them the whole time.
Oh, because I was going to say, I know I called my babies a few times. So the connected to the family part I could be so convicted on that one. But you do. There are so many things you have to take into consideration when making these very important decisions. Because if you think about it, the wrong choice could absolutely have you miserable on what should have been a relaxing time.
Right. It could ruin the trip. And then if you're the one that invited this person, then you feel like
responsible.
Dang. So I ruined this whole trip for everybody. I could have just invited somebody else.
Yes.
So we came up with a couple of things that we feel are kind of factors that lead to what made me choose, or what make us decide who to introduce who to whom.
So first of all, the first thing is definitely energy. So what we mean by that is if your energy is, okay, like if you like to nap all the time and you know that you're going on a trip that could have some adventure, but you like to go to sleep all the time. Like you may not be the right person to bring on a trip. For instance, my husband, he called me when we first got married. He said that I was the room girl. Like I always like to stay in the room. And it wasn't like that.
Are you?
No. It was, I like to go places then come back to the room. But he wanted to stay gone from the room the whole time. So I mean, it was just, and it's fun now. Like I can absolutely do it now. But when we first together, it's like, we go out and then we come back to the room and rest.
Oh.
And then if we go back out, we go back out. But if not.
So he was like, don't rest. We rest when we get home.
Yes. I didn't pay all this money to come stay in the room. So if you're the type of person that likes to stay in the room, you probably might not get.
You just have to gauge what you're going to do to match it to the person that can hang.
Yes.
Can you keep up, or is it going to be a chill vibe and then you invite your chill person?
Right. And can you keep up? That's the other part. Am I going to be begging you to go somewhere all the time too? Come on. You can go. Let's go. That is tiring.
So there's on the article, we went over the penny pincher, which is like the cheap one, who's always like breaking up the bill immediately. So that's the calculator friend, they call it. The lit friend who's like drunk. The stationary friend, the one that wants to go want to go travel somewhere but stay in a room, not trying to do nothing. So that's one. And then the dangerously in love friend, which is the household commitments, like control the entire trip because you're just. I had one of my sorority sisters who had to make a meal for every day she was gone, and then she had to call each day to tell him how to warm that up. Like I was like, girl, that's that.
Just stayed at home.
That's because if you got to do all that, then we just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. So the last one is the broke friend. So this is the one kind of that we talked about before. Like I don't feel like saying no is a bad thing.
Right.
If you can't go because of finances, I'm fine with that. And like, if I know your financial situation, I may not even ask you because I feel like I don't even want to put you in the position to have to say no.
Right.
Because your finances, and it might be a bit precocious.
But sometimes, yeah, and sometimes people get upset when you quote unquote count their money. Like, you don't know you don't know what kind of maybe I have a vacation savings fund.
Right.
You don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, and Val, side note, our money gets counted all the time. Me and World Famous. Because we're two teachers. Teachers don't make jack. So I think that people think like, how can you live the life you live being two educators? But they don't see our hustle. They don't see that we actually like work. I have 4 different jobs, like, and he has a ton of different jobs just so that we can live the life we live. If we were just 2 teachers doing nothing, then we probably wouldn't be able to travel as much, or you
don't ever know how people are supplementing, or maybe they've invested and maybe they got some money made from Bitcoins or something. Like, you don't know.
You have no idea
what people are doing. So
it's just rude when people call it out like, oh, dang, can I be like you? Or, oh, I wish I could get 2 teachers. How y'all doing this? We get that a lot. Like every time we go on vacation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
people do a lot. And I'm always like, y'all, okay. Like, I'm wondering what about them I guess teachers' pay is public record.
I hope ain't nobody going to look at all that, though.
To figure out what, I don't know what, but it's very interesting. That's the thing that we've experienced. Like, why are they mad that we can go on vacation that we do the things we do? Like, are they trying to give us more money, or I don't know what. And by no means, audience, are we rich.
But it's all about your budget, what you plan to spend your money on.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about, me and my husband were like, if we would have stayed in our first house, ain't no telling what all we could be doing right now. And, sometimes I get sad because I'm like, yeah, dang, house payment. It's just people, you can do what you really want to do if you're smart enough with your money anyway. Absolutely. At the end of the day. So, and I don't do that to people. Now, I have one friend in particular who is always talking about money and always talking about, like, this friend is pregnant again and she's already talking about finances. And I'm just like, dang, girl, like, I don't know.
Is she crying about money, or is she
always just like,
planning about money?
Always planning about money. So hearing that might bring me to the point of, not wanting to invite
because you already know.
And I don't want to stress her out because I already hear how she's planning about money all the time.
Right.
So
now that whole part that we already know what's going on with them and not inviting, I do have to think about that, because sometimes people, like you said, they may have intentions of doing something special, or they're saving for something or whatever. Like, I know your book launch was coming up, so I thought about no, I didn't think about not inviting you. But I would understand if you were like, no, because I think that was the reason he gave, was like, we got this book launch, like, you're not about to go to Jamaica randomly. Like, and I understood that, but if I would have known that you were really working hard on saving, I may have not invited, because I'm like, oh, I know she's got this, me trying to help people out. But that's not my job. It's for you to be grown and understand.
That's true. What makes me upset, and my friend has always said this, she's like, don't make my decision for no for me. Like, let me say no. Put it out there and let me say no. But there are some people who will not say no just to either save face, whatever face they think they're saving, or they'll
not feel left out.
Right, they'll do it to not feel left out. Noah, maybe that wasn't in the budget at the time. But yeah, so I understand, because it's like you are trying to be considerate of your friends.
And if like, I knew this trip was probably going to be more money than just the trip. Like, it wasn't an all-inclusive, girl, you play and you go. You pay and you go, and that's all you need. So I didn't want to tell someone this and then keep coming back and saying more and more and more if they didn't have it to be able to do. You know what I mean? So something too. What besides finances?